Welcome to Hafa Hour, Guam Unfiltered. Ahoy! Ahoy! Aye! Oh, for a die Guam, hear that I come alive. From just Pirates Cove, we sailing for what's right. Captain Jeffrey Pigwell keep the compass true. Andrea on the map, Guam directory coming through. Tigs with the signal, save our startup loud. Doc Akimoto on deck, AMC proud. Leaning close, let the real talk run. Ha good nya tutu mon, everybody has one. No wish on this ship, no fear in our eyes. Raise the sails to the truth, watch the whole place rise. Hafa Hour, Guam Unfiltered. Hafa Hour, Guam Unfiltered. Ahoy, ahoy, sing it, don't filter it. Guam sauce for true seeker, yeah, we deliver. Hafa Hour, Guam Unfiltered. Everybody now, Guam Unfiltered. They do to Santa Rita, in Alohan too, Talo Fofo in the reading. This one's for you, Don Farrell in the room, Charlie Hermosa near. We ask real questions, make it crystal clear. Tenorio Calvo, Ada, Camacho names in the race. No banners on this deck, just truth to face. Independent pirate party, stand firm, stand tall. Continue to continue, answer the call. Clap, clap, lean in close, let the real talk run. Hagotnya tutumon, everybody has one. No hush on the ship, no fear in our eyes. Raise the sails to the truth, watch the whole place rise. Hafa Hour, Guam Unfiltered. Hafa Hour, Guam Unfiltered. Ahoy, sing it, don't filter it. Guam sauce for true seekers, yeah, we deliver it. Guam Unfiltered. Everybody now, Unfiltered. White ladies breach when the night wind blow. Truth don't scare when the truth must show. Chief Gagao and Matapang, strength we carry on. Sarina in the tide sing, Guam sing along. Continue to continue. Independent pirate party. Hafa Hour, Guam Unfiltered. Hafa Hour, Guam Unfiltered. Ahoy, sing it, don't filter it. Guam sauce for true seekers, yeah, we deliver it. Tune into Hafa Hour, Guam.
Only thing is
Up today, I need it. And I'm Tony. The countdown. Alright, so beautiful note.
we gonna run this town.
See you there.
Here.
Gotham's relying on
Take a deep breath and tell me exactly what happened.
We were outside the outlets when someone tried to...
Under these statutes, you don't have the authority.
Responsible gun ownership is the law. Coming from that appellate.
Now,
Before they realize what we know.
I understand the...
Time to go.
A few moments later.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And each story is told in a different way. Sometimes I hear the same birds singing from past weeks, telling of their adventures since last seeing each other.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Jeff's Pirates Cove, the greatest podcast you're ever going to witness here on Guam. It's a beautiful day today, nice breeze out there. This is episode 2. Where are we going here? 34, season 2. Episode 34, season 2. And I'm here today with Ron and Charlie, Amber Bach, and who just came in? Sabrina and the Doc are over there on the sidelines. We've got a great show for you today. Now, first I want to mention something that really bothers me. Of course, there's a lot, but it floods on Guam all the time. Every rainy season, Even now, it's not even rainy season, and we're seeing record heights of rainfall every day, flooding Pago Bay. The other day, I saw a picture on the Telefofo chat that Pago Bay was just totally flooded out, so I decided to go around to Leo Palace. It was worse. There was a lady in a puddle with water up to her waist telling me, no, go the other way, go around. I said, I'm lost. I don't know how to go around. I've never been up here before. And then I got lucky and saw this guy that knew me on the road. He said, well, Jeff, just go up there to the top of that hill, turn left, then turn right, then turn left. And anyways, I went up to the hill and I got lost. Then I ran into a bus driver. He said, hey, Jeff. Everybody knows my name, you know, it's really weird, right? I said, hi. He said, what's up? And I said, I'm lost. And he said, oh, okay. I said, well, where you going? He said, I'm going out of here. And then he tried to tell me where to go. And I said, no, I'm just going to follow you. I'll follow your bus. I won't get lost and I'll survive. Now, when it rains, another big problem, especially for people in lowlands like Agate and Maritzo, their sewer from the government of Guam backs up or they shut the sewer off. So people living down in Agate, like my friend Richard Landgraf, he loses all his plumbing capabilities when it rains because the government either gets flooded out or they turn off the system. But in the meantime, he doesn't have anywhere to go. He has to go jump in the ocean. The government made his father stop using the septic tank and leaching field that works perfectly right now if they hooked it up. But the government says you have to take our sewer. No matter how inferior it is, no matter if it works or not, you have to take it. Now, to me, and the 5 people down in Agate that I know of are affected, that's a terrible situation. And I'd like to call on Senator Joe San Augustine or the director of Guam Waterworks to help these people out. I mean, if they have to go back to using their old system, let them do it. Don't let them live, especially my friend Richard. He's had the flu and been sick, and you know, that makes it a much bigger inconvenience when you don't have your restroom working.
That's 2 weeks in a row, Jeff. Last week, we were trying to evade the Josh and Tina caravan. No matter which way you went, you got stuck right? You went up to McNinch Mall and you got stuck?
That's right. And that's one reason, too, that when I worked for KATB radio station down here in the Meningan Valley, we were like a public service station a lot. We talked a lot about traffic. We had like Dave Eckert on the go, and we had traffic reports, and we would say, oh, there's a typhoon coming all the time, or there's an intersection that's blocked up, or there's flooding. The government needs an open channel like that for everybody to listen to all day, whether it's one that's already existent or they create their own, or they use public radio. But the people on Guam do not have mutual communication all the time. And when we're such a small island, there's no reason that we shouldn't have a resource there that we could announce different things that affect everybody. There's an accident in Chalampago. Don't go through there. Just something to give people notice and to keep people informed and, you know, take advantage of being a small island and people just turning on their radio and being able to figure out what's going on. So,
You feel better?
I always feel good. April 5th is our Easter buffet. We're having a breakfast buffet. It's only going to be $30. You're going to get mimosas and Budweiser and a flow of everything. So plan on that. April 5th, right? That's Christmas. That's
Easter.
That's Easter, okay?
Even
So-
more special.
Yeah. Amber Bach is here. She wants to tell you about a few items we have in the gift shop. Please.
Okay, we have Don Farrell's books. We have CBs and Super Reports, Guam: A Brief History, and Liberation.
Now, all of these are available, and I've been telling you that Don I told him when he falls to fall up, but he fell down and he got hurt. And then after that, he fell again and he hurt his vertebrae. And I was asking him to please come here because the Iwo Jima people will be coming the end of March. And when he comes here and they're here and we have his books on display, we have a signing thing and all that, but I'm sorry, Don says he ain't gonna make it that close. So maybe later on during the year, he'll be here. What else we got?
We got our new shirts.
Now, this is the THAAD missile.
Whoa,
You know what's a THAAD missile?
that's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
This is a badass design that was made by Guy Gazzetti down there in North Carolina. He's the pirate guy. And I told him I wanted a new one for the THAAD guys because they come here a lot.
And we have them in tank tops and long sleeves.
We got long sleeve, tank top, short sleeve, you name it, in the THAAD missile. You know what THAAD stands for? Thermal High Altitude Air Defense.
Wow.
Right?
Iran.
Well, they're everywhere, all over the world now. Now, here's a new shirt that I got from my hip surgeon. He's a hip guy named Dr. Cass Nakasone.
Dr. Nakasone, where are you? Your
Yeah,
shirt
he's at
is waiting
University of Hawaii. I've been trying to write to him and tell him I made a new edition of his shirt, and it's selling fast, right?
Yes.
Everybody wants Dr. Nakasone shirt.
Dr.
Except
Nakasone.
him. You need to get down here, buddy.
That guy is a Houdini of hip surgeons, I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
and he's a Houdini of doctors. Where the heck is he?
And
Come on down to the
then
Pirates Cove.
we just restocked on our
Nice.
Guampa and Guama shirts.
So this is doing well. We already sold out one batch, which is 144. So come down and get your unique Guampa or Guama
And
adult
we have
sizes.
tank tops this time.
Ooh, yeah.
I think I ordered those
Looks
for
like
me.
Walmart
Is that my
on
size?
vacation.
It
She's probably gone to
is.
Perfect.
Rhoda to look for Daku, but she'll be back next week. I think the honey is here.
Okay, these are our beer mugs, and these are Pilsner glasses, pints, and we have those on sale too.
Yes.
30%
Also
off.
Coffee mugs.
And this coffee mug, you gotta have one of those. Mo Gold Honey, still in stock, getting ready to get a new batch out there from the Chains of Love, the best honey you're ever gonna taste. And how many hot sauces we got?
6 flavors.
6 flavors of hot sauces, so consider getting some of those. Some are half price right now.
Amber makes 8.
Okay, thank you, Amber.
Hey, Amber, before you go, what should people do on YouTube?
They should subscribe on YouTube.
What's the handle?
JPC Guam.
Thanks, Amber.
Very nice.
Talking what?
Go over there.
Wait, are you
Wait. Okay, you get here, shift around here. So Ron, how things going up at the university?
Really good. You know, the university is a fun place. I'm constantly dealing with. Oh, please, Bree, please come in. I'm constantly trying to contrast opinions to keep people from being too liberal, because I'm fairly conservative in my own views.
Hi.
Oh, welcome. And so I kind of have been working on that. By the way, I just wanted to mention, when I came in here about an hour early today,
Sir.
and I had your lamb gyro omelet, and it was so great.
Thank
It
you.
was a huge, it was the biggest omelet I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, I know,
It's
that's
like-
a big omelet.
it's a
There's
huge
a lot
omelet.
in there, right?
Yeah, incredible.
Bye.
Very, very good. No, that's,
Poor
well, I
Bambi.
yeah.
Yay, Bambi.
No, I like Silence of the Lambs, and because I teach murder investigations, so that really just appealed
Sign
to
up
me.
for his class now.
That's right.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. We also have a Denver omelet and Spanish omelet, and they're all good.
Yeah.
We open at 9 on the weekends, and I'm glad you got here early, you know, we appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
But Doc, you were talking about liberals and then you went to talk about omelets.
Oh, well,
What
you
happened
know,
there?
no, nothing related to that. I think one thing I'm always doing is looking at, one thing a lot of people don't realize that I do every single year. I read the entire Guam Code back to back. I read the Organic Act twice a year. I read the Commonwealth Draft Act twice a year. I read the Guam Constitution Draft twice a year. And this is the really mind-numbing part, and no offense.
That was mind-numbing right there.
No offense, Senator Sabrina, but I read every bill, every resolution, every document that comes out of the legislature. And so I read a lot of things, and I get a different view than some people have. And also I look at how can we make government better? How can we make our process better? I know that's one of the neat things you're going to be talking about a little bit later on with Bree, but I think that it's a very, very important thing for us to take a look at and have an honest conversation with ourselves. Are we following the law, particularly the federal laws that we have? Are we following the structure that we have created? And if we're not following it, we need to have the courage to change it. And often our leaders there's a thing we call the Dunning-Kruger effect, and that's where a person believes their skill set's a lot higher than it actually is.
I think we have a lot of that.
Well, I have it sometimes too myself, and definitely Charlie has it a little bit, right? That's right.
Quit blaming Charlie. Blame his parents, okay?
Yes. Okay, that's right. But yeah, so we work with these things all the time, and a lot of times I deal with policy innovation. And one thing I found over the years, and again, I'm not being negative about the legislature, it's nearly impossible to get anyone here to look at new ideas or new approaches. It's always the same thing every single time. No one wants to change anything. It's this inertia regarding change that's the most frustrating thing about government here. And it's entrenched. And that's what the subject you're going to be talking about with me in a couple of minutes is about, is me challenging these questions.
Yes, and you're right. And it's the biggest problem we have here. I mean, I've been here since I was a kid, 60-some years, and nothing changes. Nothing gets better. When I ran for governor 40 years ago, I was going through some of the issues that I was, writing about and campaigning to change with Bill Roth. It's the same, Ron. Nothing has got better in 40 years. So to me, none of these candidates are worth anything if they're running for governor, if they haven't shown anything in their lives that is different than what they're doing. And there isn't one of them there that is going to change things, to me.
But Jeff, you've gotten better. You've gotten vocal, you've asserted your opinions where people are afraid to. So is Dr. Vince, and absolutely, he's been very, very active. So is Charlie, so is Bree. Yeah. We're all actively talking about these things. But here's one other thing I want the public to know, and I'm very, very serious about this. Go on the Guam Election Commission website and go to the reports section and pull up the 1986 election. Jeff ran a viable campaign for governor, and you were what we call primaried. You were not allowed onto the general election ballot as an independent. The system for that is wrong. And what we're supposed to have is a general election, and then if there's no 50% plus one, we're supposed to have a runoff election. That's the Organic Act. You should have been allowed a chance to be on that general election ballot and run, because what happens is right now, after 1999 or so, there's a very famous case called the California Democratic Party case, which basically made a party column ballot. So now on Guam, it's a strict, you can only vote within your party column. That's it. You can't go anywhere else. And we still have these percentages that we require for thresholds for independent candidates that are very, very unfair. I believe it's what we call an equal protection of the laws violation in the 14th Amendment. You're supposed to treat people fairly and with due process. We don't do that here. And unfortunately, we have to saber rattle a little bit and make a fuss in order to get things changed. What makes change? Conflict. In order to make change in our society, we have to be willing to engage in reasonable civil conflict. If we're not willing to make a few people mad at us, if we're not willing to break open a few eggs to make a few omelets, we're in the wrong business in the public sector.
But something has to give, because Jeff's making a good point. Like in the last 40 years, there's been no change. So so you study policy, Senator, you write policy. We're living it, right? We're feeling the effects of all the policies that have been made throughout all the years. what is it that doesn't allow these candidates that are running for governor or that have run for governor or have become governor to be able to execute the things that we all know are wrong with the island? I mean, we all know it, we live it. Why can't we fix it?
Well, they promised to do it, right?
And they promised to do it, but why? What is it that? And
Yeah, Ron.
maybe Senator
what's
Bree.
up with that?
Do you want to hear the truth, or do you want me to lie?
Be specific. We're in the Pacific.
And then tell the truth.
Okay. Well, first I'll tell the
Be
truth.
like all the other gubernatorial candidates and lie first.
No. The truth is, leaders here are simply too nice. They try to make everybody happy all the time. They try never to make anyone irritated with them. They run for the hills at the slightest hesitation. Less than 3% of the people would have supported that silly undersea mining question if it had been rationally debated. And nobody stood up for it. And even the Republicans who should have known better and should have known the science behind that refused to stand up. They all rolled over.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
You're going into the legislature. That's the next part.
No. Well,
the governor apparently went full force with the mining thing, right?
That's my point.
Oh, what?
That's my point. Is that we allow these arguments of convenience to roll over and steamroll everybody on everything, both in the governor's side, on the legislative side. Think about, let me bring it home for you, the hospital. We're talking about steamrolled policy where, it's my way or the highway. And to be blunt, sometimes you have to be that way. You have to be that kind of strong leader, but you have to do it in a way that's effective and
you better be right. Because if you're wrong, so wait a minute. Okay, so if you enjoy this kind of conversation, we've brought in some really powerful people just for you. Like, share, and subscribe, but better yet, come on down because the barbecue's on, and we're going to have a great time after the show discussing even more stuff. But Ron, we're going to hold you to what you're just saying. You're saying that they're too nice, and that they do stuff, but that they don't mean, and then I don't know exactly what you said, but we have a governor right now who did go with deep sea mining, and then when Therese Terlaye wanted to participate in the thing, she called her a liar. Actually, it was her surrogate, and that's like World War III for them, right? The Democrats are, we can talk about that particular issue, but that governor, this gubernatorial office, is taking a position on deep sea mining that looks like it's splitting them apart, and they actually agree. They seem to agree on the position, but they don't seem to agree on the process. And then, okay, because we're not supposed to talk about this at lunch, this governor has made abortion her keystone healthcare issue. She has chosen to kill babies rather than save babies at the Guam Memorial Hospital. Her process has been make abortion be a primary healthcare option, and don't strip it from the people of Guam, even though the people of Guam, I think, universally would say abortion is not a good policy.
And Doc, there is actually a drinking game. How long is it going to take for you before you say the F-bomb?
Oh,
and I actually put some money down. So there's people timing you before you're
today, okay?
Yeah. So you're getting fired up, but no. But it's close.
Okay, what is that? What are you trying to say? Tomorrow.
May I ask really quickly, abortion for who?
Professor,
abortion, the Lulian girl.
Who wants them?
Well, no, it's not about wanting.
No. What kinds of people receive abortions?
Ones with 2 X chromosomes.
Okay, my point is
genetically they are different.
My point is women and mothers. Okay, this issue affects women and mothers,
right?
Not pregnant people, in my view, and that's the nomenclature used quite often now.
No.
And
no.
My
they
point,
are pregnant, and then they're not pregnant anymore.
My point is, I don't believe in pregnant people. I believe that women and mothers are pregnant, and often. My point is semantics can be the difference between heaven and hell.
No, that's fine.
And often we end up having, there's nothing you said. I'm just trying to make the point that we can't even often agree on language that people are using on these questions, much less the policy itself.
I totally disagree. They use language as weapons. They've weaponized semantics in order to avoid the real confrontation, which is it okay for this community to be so obsessed with abortion? Is this governor okay, as our leader, to be so focused on maintaining abortion rights while allowing our hospital to be the #1 killer of brown babies in the universe?
Wait, Andrea, our producer has a.
Before we even go down this deep subject matter, let's say hello to Guam, everyone watching. Let's say hello, let Sabrina.
Yes. Just to clarify there, we wanted to, I think, let Sabrina not have to be involved in this gubernatorial debate, because we are bashing on the governor, right?
I think you guys are going all over the place.
I want to bring her in to talk about her platform and her position from the legislature, and if she wants to run for governor, she can announce it today. But what we're saying, the current field, you're saying the current field of people that are running for governor are liars.
No, I want to be clear. No, that's not really what I'm saying. I'm saying that in order, right now, the current political strategy used by almost every candidate, whether it's the governor or legislature, is they want to make everybody happy all the time.
That sounds like a liar. Because you can't make everybody happy. You wind up lying to somebody. Thank you.
Worse, even worse, we end up lying to ourselves.
Well, again,
so
they're not innocent. They're liars for their own nefarious purposes. And that's the government that we have, right? And apparently that's the government we deserve, because we keep voting for it. See, if I get close to a word that starts with F, like vote, then he wins, because apparently it's a drinking game. But I'm just telling you, we don't do this show for yucks, right? We may dress up like pirates, but we're dead serious about trying to change this government, because it's not fair that you win as government if you get to do what you're talking about, which is lie. That's not cool.
And not be held accountable for anything.
Well, that's because you pundits do these damn surveys, and it looks like the voters, they go along with the lie.
Because
they're rocking and rolling with the lie.
Because there's no choice.
No. It's because there's jobs at the end of the rainbow. It's because patronage is over service.
Patronage is a big part of it, but even more.
That's the spoil system. That's what New York, I guess, dealt with during the days of gangs, right? And it was Boss Tweed. Are we still living Boss Tweed down here on Guam?
No, we've always had a patronage system here. No question.
Okay. So has America, apparently, Andrew Jackson did the same. So can we evolve to where we're more like Donald Trump? I'm just saying. Because no one claims that he's doing patronage. He's doing something else. He's evolved to a higher level of corruption.
But I mean, if you want to talk about the federal side, I think President Trump learned from his first go around, right? I mean, I think they sat him down and they're like, I know you wanted to do this, but this is actually the way we do it. And he went along with it, I think, the first go.
But he wasn't happy about it.
No, he was not. That's why he
felt betrayed.
When he came into the second time, he completely did away with every single person that ever told him, like, this is the way it's done. And he came in and said, no, this is the way I'm going to do it.
Yeah, where is Roger Stone?
So is there a playbook here locally where, you don't find out until you're actually in the seat? Is there a playbook that says, well, Doc, I know you want your sewer, but,
So Ron, thanks for opening up a can of worms. I don't think you provided the answer, but what I think we did provide is clearly there's a need for you to be on this show as we go through this political process. There's a lot to say, and we haven't even talked about the lawsuits that you have brought in. But that is a great segue then, though, to the legislative process, because for you to be able to get any kind of time of day for those wonderful ideas that you have, including us becoming a subsidiary of Alaska, which I love, we're going to have to talk to our elected officials down at the legislature, right? And we need to vote into office people that represent all of us, right? Which can't be usually one single person. So we elect 15 people that hopefully, as a amalgam, will represent the community. And I think one of the persons who's coming out to be really popular because she's an expert at this kind of thing and is already criticizing for us for our perhaps a little bit disjointed conversation so far. But the reason I protected her from it is because she's not responsible for the executive. She's responsible for legislative, and by popular vote, she is now one of the representatives in our legislature, and hopefully will be again. She is running for your vote, and we'd like to give her the floor so she can explain to us, at least from the legislature, why she should maintain her leadership and what are the things that are going on that we need to know about. So without further ado.
First,
give us a little history about yourself, okay?
All right. Hafa Day, everybody. I'm Senator Sabrina Salas Matanane. I currently chair the Committee on Health and Veterans Affairs. I'm also the Legislative Secretary of the 38th Guam Legislature. A little bit about myself. I worked in the media at Guam Cable News, KUAM. I worked in Oklahoma City for the CBS affiliate there. I've been in the media for almost 30 years. Then I ran for Lieutenant Governor of Guam with Congressman Michael Nicholas. And yes, he was a Democrat. And it wasn't necessarily about politics or what party I affiliated with. It was just running for the people. We had just came out of COVID-19, and I was just frustrated with the way it was all handled. My father passed away, not from COVID, but during COVID I was traveling back and forth to the States trying to see him, and I had to be vaccinated just to get on the plane. And so when he finally passed, that was in December, that following year, I was asked by Congressman Nicholas if I was interested to run for Lieutenant Governor with him. And it took me a while to really decide whether or not I wanted to do it. And finally, a couple weeks later, we talked, and he knew, hey, I'm not really even a Democrat. I'm not really even a Republican. I just want to step up and do what I can, because prior to that, there were other candidates or people that were asked, and they decided not to run. And I don't know if anybody knows, kind of the history behind all of that, but they decided not to run, and I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fight. And so I did, and it was a
journey, huh?
It was a journey. It was also, I think, I learned a lot, and it almost broke me. I tell people that. It almost broke me because it was just so vicious and so dirty.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That speaks for our politics and how we end up choosing our leaders, right?
Yeah.
It's like a cockfight.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And after we lost the primary, I went home to Oklahoma to spend time with my mom, and she was already sickly and she passed. So it was just within that time frame. It was such a short amount of time between my mom and my dad and their passing. I wasn't sure if I was going to come back to Guam, but
Well,
I did.
You're
I came
here,
back.
and we're very happy.
Right. I came back, and I went into the construction industry. I did. I worked for a company called Pacific Federal Management, and I was learning something new. I was learning how to write bids for government contracts, government of Guam, the military, and it was a really big learning curve. But I almost quit because I was offered a job to go back into the media, and I almost said maybe I will. This is another opportunity to do what I'm good at. But then I realized I need to move on, and I stayed with the construction industry, and then I started winning bids. I won the bid for the University of Guam. They're building the nursing school and the Weary. And that was the first big bid that I had won. It was over almost close to $30 million to build those two projects. And so our company, PFM, is currently building those schools and finishing those out. There's a couple of other projects that I've won with the military, several multi-million-dollar projects. But then I got another phone call, asked to run.
You gotta quit answering your phones.
And asking, if I would be interested in running. And then I wasn't sure, and then I met with a few people who also encouraged me to run, and also encouraged me to run Republican.
Wow.
And a lot of my views do align more with the Republican Party. And then, just what I went through when I ran for Lieutenant Governor, I just said no. I'm happy with the people that that I've spoken with the Republican Party, and again, a lot of my views align more with the party. So I decided to run for senator for the 30th Guam Legislature, and I was successful. But there was something that you said, Ron, about maybe it was you, Vince, about nice people just trying to be nice, and that was actually one of my themes in my campaign commercial, that I'm not running to be nice.
Yes,
Because people, that's what they do. They run for nice people. And I think since being elected, I haven't necessarily been nice. I think I've been kind, I've been open, I've listened to people. And I know you said that we haven't seen change. And I agree in a lot of aspects we haven't seen change. And it's disheartening, and it pisses me off, that we haven't seen the change that the people of Guam deserve. But for myself and the agencies that I have oversight over, I have seen change. It may not be these big, huge changes, but at the Guam Memorial Hospital, for the first time in like 8 years, they're freaking water blasting. They are painting.
I saw them
They
doing
are
the
fixing
side of the
the
building.
roofs.
The pressure, I
so-
think, Doc, and everything
putting
caused that,
lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, come on. They are doing, change has to start somewhere.
My friends
There's
are
so many
rehabbing
other
that.
issues in GMH, and I agree with you. When you mentioned the $70 million and they wiped that off, yeah, I was upset. I was mad. Like,
What about the $80 million you gave them to fix the electrical panel?
yeah,
Not
and
build parking lots.
they're starting to fix. Well, they haven't started, but the RFP is going out.
It's April.
Yeah, and they put it. When did they get the money? At the end of last year.
You fought for that.
The key is procurement, though. The legislature for years has refused to correct our very broken procurement process.
Brian, okay, before you get too far into it, because Fernando sat there and we blasted him, I'm just gonna tell you, that's bullshit. The procurement issue, if we waited for procurement to do the THAAD missiles and then they get an Aegis and then get an Iron Dome, we'd be dead, right? Mission over shit, bullshit.
In what way?
Every way, because when you use procurement as the reason why we're failing, I'm just saying, because Fernando did, right? Fernando said, I'm scared of the Attorney General, I'm scared of violating some
That's
Guam code
not what I'm
annotated.
saying. I'm saying they need to fix the procurement process. Every time you turn around, there's a protest that then delays everything. That's what happened with education. And again, I didn't mean to.
I'm going to say that
No,
those
I
things happen
agree.
when the governor takes her eyes off the wall, because she can get those fucking golf carts with procurement.
Oh,
You win.
what time was it?
Are you losing the
Doesn't-
bet?
I don't know what time it's a timestamp. I told
But
them.
you know, this is the thing. You guys keep bringing up procurement, and then the next thing I know, they buy $400,000 Christmas lights.
But it's okay. So we talk about procurement all the time, and we blame it as the issue, and it is
It's
an
the
issue.
boogeyman.
But let's bring it back a little bit, because I want to better understand. Same thing we asked AG. Same thing we asked Fernando. I want to walk it back. So the senator said that they are doing work right now, whether it's painting, but they're doing something, right?
But they're not doing the work
No,
she
no, no,
gave
no,
them the
no.
money
But
for.
okay,
They're
we'll get there. We'll get there.
The only
But
thing they didn't do is
let's
give
just-
themselves
let's
a
just-
raise, because you put it in the law that they couldn't
But
use
Doc-
it for personnel.
But Doc, what I want to understand is, okay, she's seeing this work starting to happen. What was the initiative? What got them to somebody to pick up a brush and say, it's been 8 years since
Can I answer the question? Joint Commission said you have a pit hole, not safe hospital 10 years ago.
and we can different, but what?
I
Sarah,
can
what-
tell you. I
what-
can
what-
tell you.
what was
The
push?
pressure from the legislature, the pressure from myself, and my colleagues. When I got in, there was all this talk. We got to go build the new hospital. We got to build this new hospital. It's got to be in Manila. And I agree. Like, when you have no say and there's no transparency, and it's going to take 7-8 years to build the new hospital, how about we fix the one we have right now? And that has been the message. I've been consistent. Fix this hospital. I'm not going to prove anything unless we get stuff going at GMH.
But I mean, so is that the right way? So when you move on to higher office, or you move on to your next adventure, whoever holds that seat. So is the process broken? Because if somebody comes into your seat and doesn't have the same that you have, then it's going to go back to the way we were 8 years with no pressure. So is it a person that's pulling the strings? Is it the process that's flowed? I mean, like, what?
No one's pulling my strings. I'm
No,
not sure.
no. What
you-
I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is, as far as what is it? Why does it have to take so much pressure to make things happen?
It takes conflict. You have to have conflict to push the change, which is
When
exactly what you're doing.
When I first got in, I had an informational briefing, and it was pretty controversial because before I even was sworn in, I went to GMH and I went to other agencies, just to see, because nobody wanted healthcare. Let me just put that out there. In caucus, I was the only one. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to do healthcare. I wanted Veterans Affairs, and so having known that I was going to be healthcare, that's when I went out to GMH and I took a look. And I tell you, at GMH, they were like, gosh, we don't have any senators who come here. They were really shocked that somebody actually came. And so the second time I went, a couple of other senators that were part of the health committee went as well. And we took a look, and I was just...
You cried.
I don't think I cried.
You
No.
gave him an F.
Oh, I gave him an F, but I didn't cry. I was more upset that we allow our hospital to just deteriorate and no one's done anything. And it took little old Bree to come in here and just be like, what the hell's going on here? You know?
You don't
and
you
it's
think
not,
they cleaned it up a little bit because they knew you were coming?
No, it wasn't even clean when I came. I'm talking about now. I'm going there actually Monday. I'm doing a follow-up tour to see
You should have been
what's
there on
going on.
Saturday. You should have seen it on Sunday, like today. If you go there now, no one's cleaned anything. No one's changed the trash. The place looks worse today than it did on Monday when you went there.
No, I didn't go there Monday. I'm planning on going tomorrow. But I know that you're upset with me. You called for my resignation, and that's fine, because there are a lot of people that may not like what I'm doing.
Why don't we call
but
for
I know-
Vince's resignation?
Call for my
But no, I am
resignation.
trying to. I've learned one of the
I'm
things
gonna
I've
resign
learned is that
bad
yes,
words,
I was
but
very
I will make a citizen.
controversial with them during that first initial informational briefing. But then I really thought about it, because I was like, I'm not going to give you guys money, no way. But then when I talked to them and it became, what can we do? What can we do to move things forward? You know, and that's what we did. I sat down and I talked with them during the budget last year. They were sending me amendments like, we need this, we need that. I said, okay. And that's where we kind of are, that I feel like I don't want to fight with them. I want to fight for them to make sure they get what they need to get things done. Because fighting, it's there's no point.
And so where is it where they're not able to get what they need? Where's the roadblock? What is it that they can't get, and who's stopping them from getting it?
Well, not on my end. I mean, I pretty much help them as much as I can, and will continue to help them. The political side, whatever's going on the other side. Lillian Posadas, let me just bring that up. Lillian Posadas, nice person, really nice. But, you know, when I spoke with her a few times, she came before the legislature. Sometimes she didn't come, and she put somebody else in charge. I had a few conversations with people at Adelup and other places that she got to go. You know, she was, to me, too nice. Maybe she was listening and you know, to the governor, but at the end of the day, no, she's got to go. And so they put Dr. Jolene Uggan in there, and she is the interim administrator. And when I met with her, I talked to her and I said, look, you're interim. Me, I'm also interim. I've only got, 2 years here. And so we got to make this count. You tell me what we need to do. And we meet and talk almost every other week. She gives me updates on all the progress and projects that she's working on. So I think it's just mindset, I guess,
But I mean, from the experience, there's been a lot of talk like where they're saying that a doc should not be running the hospital administratively. Well, Doc, what do you think about it?
It could be a monkey with a bow in her hair. As long as she's willing to fix the
He or
electrical
she.
pan.
He or she.
Okay, she is willing to fix the electrical pan. I'm not calling Jolene. Jolene and I are buddies. We text almost every morning. But as rough as I may have treated Sabrina, I've been telling Jolene to get the heck out of there because she's refusing to confront the governor on this electrical panel procurement fiasco.
We're still talking about it.
The governor gave it to John Beneventi to do, and then John Beneventi promptly went off island and probably had a heart attack because his Ukudu project has been failing, right? It's not like GPA has nothing else to do than to do GMH's procurement work, which, by the way, is going into 6 months since Senator Sabrina Salas gave them the money. And how that money eventually translates into an electrical panel, that's the governor's problem. So I don't know where she keeps going to Taiwan, she goes to Washington. She does everything except fix the electrical panel. That's not a procurement problem, buddy. That's a leadership problem. I'm not mad at you. I'm just simply saying, let's not talk about procurement like it's a real thing.
Right.
It's a state of mind.
Can I tell you, Vince, you bring up the electrical panel, and I remember you sending that video. You sent a video. It was at a debate from the initial, when she first ran. And so they appeared before the Filipino community of Guam, and that was something that she mentioned.
Right.
That they were going to fix the electrical panel, they were going to fix the technology, and she was going to give the money. And that was 8 years ago, I think.
That was $110 million ago.
And I actually was going to play that video on session floor during the budget hearing, or budget session for GMH, because I wanted to make a point that we often talk, we say we want to help GMH campaign on healthcare. We've had the previous oversight chair who's been there for X amount of years, 8 years as well. And I was going to play that video. I was going to play that video.
Okay, well, so the budget hearing is still coming up, so you still have your chance, but.
No, I was blocked. It was blocked by a colleague who didn't want that video to be played on
Okay, no,
session
but that was
floor.
last year. There's another budget
Yes,
hearing.
it's coming
and
up.
Since you opened the door, it's only March, and
Mhm.
we have a problem with this hospital that's gonna blow up, and you've provided solutions, and you've gone there and seen it for yourself. You may go again
I
this
will
week.
go, when I meet with GMH tomorrow, I'm going to get the update on the electrical panels, because as far as I understand, that RFP if it has not yet been issued.
No, it's been issued, there's been a response, and there's been a tour, and no one knows what's going on, because apparently this procurement thing involves no transparency. Why?
Well, during the RFP process, you can't really talk about it.
But
It's
that's
not.
the point, is the system that's been created. And there's ways to do it that's very different than that. And that's what I would encourage the legislature, or even the governor, to look at. What are the alternatives to procurement that work better?
Okay,
And
can
because there's
I
ways
just
to
tell
do
you,
it.
I'm unimpressed, because we have an electrical panel that's gonna blow up. So that process you're talking about, we can do that for golf carts. But how about we do an open, and let's just make it happen?
Yeah.
Because apparently we can buy and do things when we really, really want to, and when GVB wants to blow $40 million. That has nothing, there's no barrier
For an
to how
emergency.
they blow that money. This is a frickin' electrical panel. It's not that hard. GRMC could do it for you tomorrow. The Naval Hospital could do it for you tomorrow. They want to. Because this hospital is for surge capacity. The military, Department of Defense needs us to have a strong Guam Memorial Hospital. They've sent their Army Corps of Engineers. The first thing they said was fix the electrical panel. That was 9 years ago.
Why can't they do an emergency procurement and
9
get it
years
fixed?
ago, and here we are 6 months in.
Why can't they do an
So
emergency
then now we're gonna
procurement?
invent new
No,
procurement
no, this
processes?
is exactly what Charlie's saying. There's a way to make a dispensation just to do that.
It's already in effect. This is an emergency procurement. Look at how quickly this emergency procurement is going.
Because you're falling back on the
I'm
procurement
not
process.
doing it.
Or I'm saying
I'm the one trying to light a fire under
The
people's
response is to fall back on the procurement. But anyway.
No, not anyway. I saw Jolene last night. She was in a cheery mood. Well, let's see what happens when she and Bree get together tomorrow. Because the honest truth is, it's not about, people say this is politics. Yeah, it's politics. And it's in your face, and it's raw, and it's real. We've had 4 fires. One of them forced the evacuation of the 4th floor pediatric ward. Imagine if your kid was there. The kid's sick. The mom's up there. They evacuated the frickin' 4th floor. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just simply saying to you, people of Guam, this matters. This is very important. And this is your government failing in your face on a Sunday morning.
And I hear you, and I get just as frustrated. And now that I'm in a position to try and help, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, when you hear me coming in, and it's been 8 years, how many years of just absolute nothingness? Yeah, I am pissed
so
too.
there's a solution.
And I'm trying to move things forward.
It's called an oversight hearing. because
Yes,
apparently-
and I'm having an oversight hearing in April.
But what,
I'm
what,
having all of my
but what is the
oversight.
accountability? But what is the accountability? We have all these oversight. I mean,
She hasn't. Every time she has an oversight hearing, people.
No,
jump.
I listen. I watch. I subscribe to the
Okay, I know,
to watch.
but hers
I
are the
watch
most
the oversight
entertaining.
hearings. What comes out of it? We tell them that they're doing wrong. We tell them that they're not the right person for the position. We tell them they're not using
I
money,
can
but
tell you what
nothing
happened
happens.
after my oversight
Yeah,
hearing,
that's what
especially
I'm
for the
saying.
Guam Memorial Hospital. They're finally painting. They're finally fixing the roof. They're finally doing capital improvement projects. When I got in, they lost at least $10 million in ARP money. It was just swiped and taken from them.
Yeah, because they weren't using it. But no.
No, but they had plans to use it,
more
but at
than
the
that-
very
more than
last
that.
minute, they were told, oh, you're not getting that. And so they were left with, we just obligated all these projects.
No, I thought it's
What
because
else could I
Lillian
do?
couldn't fill out paperwork. Because
No.
one of the consequences of your last oversight is Lillian
They
didn't come back to
actually
work.
they actually had RFPs and solicitations were out, and because that was my concern when I met with them prior to officially taking office, and I was like, how much in ARP money do you have? They had 20. They got 10. 10 went to go pay vendors. The other 10 they were I believe they received, but then it was pulled to go to the new hospital. And in the interim, they had already started the procurement process. And so when I had my informational/oversight hearing, I had them explain what happened. Because now we're out $10 million that were supposed to go to these capital improvement projects.
Yes.
Oversight hearings, since then, now they're starting to move things forward. They want to implement this reduction in force. They're going to start outsourcing revenue cycle management, housekeeping, maintenance, different departments and services. That's where they are. That's where they're on track. They're also, I've been told that when they come to the budget, they want to come down. What they're asking for should be less when they've been asking for in previous fiscal years.
You mean they're not going to ask for $310 million?
They're not going to ask for more than what they asked for last year.
They got $310 million last year.
Well, they're going to ask for less.
So the thing is that maybe I'm remembering it wrong because you were the one running it, but one of your oversight hearings was actually at the hospital. It was in the conference
That was a
room.
joint oversight hearing. Yes.
And one of the results is the electrical panel was at least inspected by a lot of people who agreed, yeah, we need to replace it.
Yes, I
and
remember that.
subsequently, you got them $80 million.
We got them money.
And there was a fight.
No, they actually got that money. We wanted to find out, did you ever get the money? And at that point, they didn't even get all of it yet. It was like, we thought they were going to get it before the end of the fiscal year. The new fiscal year started and they didn't get the money. And then it became, oh, we're going to get it, within this time frame, this time frame, and this time frame. And so now they finally should have all the money that we appropriate
That
and
happens
approve.
a lot. That happens a lot with a lot of
Okay,
departments.
but since that time, another fire broke out in the hospital,
Yeah,
which the
look.
governor went and responded to by smelling, oh, there's still smoke in the air. So the point is that as we waste our time, we are living the nightmare that the Army Corps of Engineers said we needed to avoid. Hospitals are not places where you want fires. You don't even want smoke, right? Because where there's smoke, there's fire. So I hear you breathing. Do you want to comment? Okay. The thing is
No, I
that
just want to ask, was it $80 million just for the panel?
No. It was
Yeah,
for multiple
it was
capital
for doing a
improvement
lot of
projects.
things, right?
Yes.
so they did everything else except fix the electrical panels.
That they issued the RFP, and that takes time.
Is anybody happy
Hey,
about that?
they-
Are any of you happy?
I'm
Like, share,
not
and
happy about.
subscribe.
I'm not happy about the electrical panels not being fixed
No,
in
I
the
know,
past
but-
8 years.
But just the idea that we're gonna be satisfied with an RFP. Because honestly, we know what that looks like. Simon Sanchez High School is still not built.
Well, we have some comments in the feed here, and I'm just gonna mention them before we move any further. So Joanna says, Ron is right, the political two-party duopoly should end. Only 8% of registered voters declare a party affiliation. That says a lot about registered voters. The current system is diverse, polarizing candidates into two sides with a wide spectrum of viewpoints and platforms. And Senator Sabrina would make an excellent lieutenant governor. She's a good person with altruistic values. So
I would say she'd make a great governor.
governor, yeah, I don't know about the lieutenant.
She should retire from being a senator and be a governor.
And then Norbert Kanata, who's also a candidate, said the senator is showing tremendous heat and passion about the topics that are being discussed currently right now.
Yeah.
I think Norbert's running for senator. Yeah.
And
Okay,
yeah,
Norbert.
he's currently running for senator. And for those who are watching with us, we want to ask the questions that everybody's dying to get answers for, like real answers. So make sure you go to YouTube. I'm making you all feel guilty. Go to YouTube because these guys won't ask. Like, subscribe, comment, and we to get more people who can give you actual answers. Thank you.
And just to remind everybody out there, your participation matters. I believe we have reached 2 million hits, or whatever the metric is that matters in the 2 years that we've been existent. This social media thing actually works, and if our production team does a great job of keeping it relevant and really keeping it important. And so having guests like Senator Sabrina in, it just makes it that much more, I think, local. We think globally, we talk about esoteric things like federal law, but I think our ability to discuss things with people that are representing a whole constituency really matters. So Sabrina, I'm sorry, everything we talk about matters, and
Yes,
gender's
it
passion.
absolutely does.
Before we maybe get too far deep into other things, is there something you'd like to tell the people of Guam, particularly regarding your candidacy and how things should be moving forward?
Well, I could say a lot. I did want to just mention something for those who wanted to get an update on veterans, because Charlie's a veteran, and just some of the experiences that I've had with them, because on the questionnaire, I think, that you provided, it was something about, does the public's input matter? And it really does. I think my very first bill, it was for the Veterans Empowerment Act, and Charlie knows, I took a lot of heat for that. It was like 70 pages. It called for extreme reform with the Veterans Agency. It called for an elected Veterans Commission, and it was 70 pages long, and I let it marinate for about 3 months before I was actually going to hold the public hearing on it. And just before the public hearing, that's when I started getting a lot of phone calls and a lot of heat from the veterans. And there was one veteran, Vincent Santiago, who came to my office, and Roseblood, and they wanted to meet with me, and they said, look, this bill is basically, it's junk, it's terrible, we don't like it. And I was like, okay. And they said, we're going to be meeting tomorrow night. I think my chief of staff is here if I mess anything up, but there's a meeting tomorrow night, and we're going to be talking and going over this bill. And I was like, well, can I come? And they were like, you want to come to our meeting? And I'm like, yeah, I want to come. So I go to that meeting, and there must have been like 20, 30 veterans, and I went with my chief of staff, and I felt like I was walking into a fire. And they all came at me, and they were just so upset with the bill. And I took it. I was like, okay, then what do you want? What can we do to make it better? What can we do to change things? And they worked on another bill. Complete. Like, I took my bill and I threw it out. I withdrew it from the clerk's office, and then they came and we met, and they gave me another bill, or gave me a bill, and we talked about it. We made some changes, some amendments to it, and that's where we have the bill that we have now, which gives more authority to the Guam Veterans Commission over the Guam Office of Veterans Affairs. So when you talk about does the public, does their input matter, it really does, because I'm new to this. I've maybe been in office for 12 months now, but I'm learning new things every day, and my door is always open.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a stunning example of leadership. When you're challenged to prove your work, or to at least account for the views of others, you don't want to run away. And then you go into a room where people clearly are passionate about their position, and it's, I'm sure, uncomfortable.
But that's a clear example of what we just talked about before, because when you look at the veteran community, everybody's got their own way of thinking of how things should run. And so, the senator can't please everybody. I mean, she's got to do...
The thing is, the veterans are the same as the nurses, the same as the doctors, as the dentists. I mean, the veterans maybe talk louder.
Yeah,
and older,
we talk louder,
and have
we're
tattoos,
rough.
and look like they're going to kill you because they're trained killers. Right. But let's face it, there's activated citizens.
But the senator had to make a decision based on, I was in favor of the first bill that she proposed, And I got
So it was your fault.
yeah, pretty much. Everybody was like, you know, why did you have input? And I was like, I don't know. Like, why are you asking me? And they felt like, no, I did.
Oh, okay.
Because the fact was that she took the initiative to at least put something forward to change. Now, was it drastic? Absolutely. But that was sort of, for me, was a signal to the community saying, we're going to do something. I care.
And I'm going to put the work in.
Now, did everybody agree? Absolutely not. So the second bill took into account a little bit broader scope of the veteran community. I'm in favor of it because it changes certain things. I'm still very hard set on the Veteran Commission. I'm not a big fan. Everybody knows I'm not a big fan of the Veteran Commission. I think they're getting better. I will give them credit. They are getting better. The last couple of meetings have been very constructive, which is what we want.
Yeah.
We want something like, have a meeting for an hour, don't waste anybody's time, get the agenda, get out there and do the points, make some points happen, and the biggest things that we're looking for is the communication. So Senator Bree has stepped up in making shaking the tree up, kind of brought everybody back together, and now the only thing that I would ask the senator is to continue to push to get the community together, because that's the biggest thing we need to do. We got several different nonprofits, we're all working for the same thing. We just need to come together.
Obvious, right? Senator Bree is doing sounds like somewhat executive functions, because yes, she's crafting legislation, but she's also going out there, I guess, dealing with the consequences of operational deficiencies within the existing VA infrastructure, both government and Guam as well as federal, right?
Yeah.
The reason these guys are pissed off is because they're not getting the services and they're not being heard. So she goes there, beats the sounding board, sometimes a punching bag, and these guys care. The guys that aren't there, the guys in the back getting drunk and talking smack, they're the problems, because they're winding up homeless, they're winding up, ruining their family
But
lives.
we still need to help them.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not saying that they're
help them.
useless. I'm just simply saying not everybody is capable of being an
Yeah.
activated citizen. It took him a long time. The first time he goes down to the legislature to testify was just last year. And I think he has like 85,000 views now,
No,
right?
millions. I think it was
No,
like the first...
no, in that particular video, you have like 85,000 views, right? So people love the fact that he's an activated citizen. It took him a while. I mean, Ron's been doing it a while, so he's motivating all of us, because you've been doing this since you came from Georgia, right? And I want you to participate in the conversation, but you're probably gonna get your own show, so don't worry about it. It's a podcast, so it's easier infrastructure than your cable and thing. But the conversations matter, because this is going out to the World Wide Web. It's going to Bremerton, it's going to go to San Diego, and we want the diaspora to vote. We want them to register. We're going to try to help you get the
What does diaspora mean?
It's like
I don't know, I just
it's
saw
like
the word in it. Sorry.
You've said this
Ron,
word, and
what's
it's
that?
like,
It means literally the spreading of seeds. So all these people all over the world. So
I think sperm's in there.
It's like gluten.
Diaspora.
But I told you, Doc, right? Some folks stopped me at King's and they said, hey, listen, we love the show. And I thought they were talking about the vet show, like the stuff.
Yeah.
And
Your
they-
other
they-
shows.
They were
the
like,
5
no,
other
on
ones you're
Sunday.
on.
I said, and they were my uncles.
this
They were my
one.
uncles. Like, they're like, no, the show on Sunday. I was like, what? I said, you guys are watching that? So it's definitely getting out there
It's
very.
the bed. The bed, like, it's almost like a.
nobody
it's like
sees the goddamn
No,
thing.
but the
This
visitors
really is
do.
your bedroom.
The visitors see it, and they're suddenly so honest, right? It's like we get emotion and passion, hopefully appropriately, but this is real. I mean, this is real. This is bedroom, and the talk is real, and hopefully, Ron accepts it, because I know he's a fancy guy, bourgeoisie. We're going to try to do better, Ron. Next time we'll let you talk more. But Bree is the star today, because she's going to do an oversight hearing, which I didn't know anything about. You have to call it out for 5 days, right? Did you already announce it?
No, not yet. All of my oversights will take place in April, so I'm
That's
going to
next
have
week?
one with GOVA. We're trying, my oversight with GMH, I want it at GMH. So I don't want to have it.
Can we do it in the electrical panel room?
There's space. No,
You
it'll
gotta
probably
fix
be.
that sucker.
It'll probably be in the classroom.
No,
Upstairs.
but maybe Jolene will have it fixed by then, and then it'll be a celebration rather than a crucifixion.
And not to scare the folks that are running for senator as
Yes.
well. No. And
They should
Doc-
run scared.
And
They
Doc,
should
no,
run
you,
scared.
no, you've talked about this, about part-time legislature, and then I wanted to ask you,
And
Senator.
a pay raise for everybody.
And
Can
I
you
want to
talk
ask you, is 2 years too short? I mean, you're running again, and it seems like you're just getting the momentum.
I really have to think about that. Part of me wants to say yes, but then, for those who are like, man, it's 2 years is too much. But no, yeah, I think so, because I feel like I'm just getting started, starting to learn a lot of the different processes, and when I'm also now trying to campaign, so.
But it seems like you're really getting a lot of momentum. I mean, like I said, people are picking up for me it's work, and as long as we see something happening, to me I'm like, okay, somebody's pushing the issue. It's when we don't see anything, we talk about it, we continuously talk about the issues, and nothing is happening, that I'm like, okay, what's going on?
I will say this, it's a new Republican majority, and I feel kind of overwhelmed sometimes because there's just so many problems, so many issues that need attention to, whether it's public safety and especially like education. For me, I'm trying to do as much as I can with healthcare because I've got so much, and Veterans Affairs, public health. So we talk about change, but there's just so many problems and so many things to change.
How about building the hospital in the current location in that area? Are you for that?
You mean on its existing footprint?
Well, the original plan was to always use the Perez family, from what I understand, to build that hospital. And then things got changed because we want to build way up in the near on different things. But can't the senators get together and say, look, here's where we're going to build it, being where the doctors want it?
And that's what I was just about to say. I want to start, before I say where it should be built, because I'm not a healthcare expert, I would defer to our medical community, because that's right. And I remember it's you have no say, right? That's what's been said.
I don't care. It could be Manila, it could be Iba. It's like Dr. Mike Cruz wrote, it's the system. Yeah. And that can be fixed today. And in fact, it has to be fixed today. Jolene's a doctor. If there's one good thing that comes out of it, she needs to know that it's about systems. It's never about just one person failing. Right. We need a system that supports us, because we're not perfect. And we really need a hospital system that doesn't suck. And the thing is, we had a hospital administrator, Linda Posadas. She was the longest serving one because she made everybody feel good. She gave them raises. She didn't fix anything. She claimed that there was nothing you could do about it. So everybody go, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to go home now. I mean, Jolene has yet to really exert her muscle, which does come to, I guess, the grand finale, because your thing was cut, 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 and then you got thrown under the bus with the rifle, right? So let's talk about it, because apparently we're going into budget, and not just you, right? Because this ain't you. Melanie Mendiola from GITA, via now Bank of Guam, ASC Trust, is on the cut, cut, cut bandwagon. There's a draft of a reduction in force. Dr. Jolene, as of last night, reaffirms it's happening. So we're going to a budget. They're asking for $310 million. You're not going to give it to them. And let's quit beating around the bush. The legislature has the right to create a policy where there are no more than 700 people working up at the hospital, because that's the standard. And that would create a budget that then you could pay your bills, and they would quit asking for $20 million subsidies just to pay for oxygen. Are you ready to support the cut?
I think I'm going to support what the Guam Memorial Hospital recommends. I have yet to see the final reduction in force plan. What I do know is that they are trying to reduce costs and outsource as much as they can. I know there were efforts to do a PPP, but as far as I understand, they already have that authority to implement the PPP. And so I don't want to, let me just introduce a PPP because just for the sake of introducing a PPP.
Therese did that already, and they got shut down.
And I had actually, I thought maybe I will do my own PPP. But then after talking to GMH and other advisors.
Will you mandate it as a policymaker and a purse string?
Right now, they don't need PPP to be legislated.
No, the difference is Dr. Mike Cruz.
What's a PPP?
Private-public partnership.
Yeah, meaning like what you've been calling for, privatization.
But they're privatizing different services at GMH.
I'm always scared of those. How about we just do the whole damn thing? Because again, Dr. Mike Cruz, when he was sitting in your chair, his healthcare chair, was about to introduce legislation to mandate, make it no uncertain terms, and Lillian blocked it. Lillian Guerrero blocked it. And here we are now.
Well, PPP is not like a new idea.
No, it's not.
It's been talked about for, let's say, 8 years, and nothing's ever been.
Well, no, because they've done the alternative where they keep trying to make the government of Guam run it like a slush fund, and a job factory. So we keep running on the same wall. You keep voting for people who make you happy. They don't take care of your babies. Have you seen what obstetrics looks like at the Guam Memorial Hospital right now? It's a shithole.
But Doc, similar to the port, in my mind, I mean, I'm for privatizing the entire hospital. But when you say that, it really just creates a lot of folks have different
Chaos,
opinions.
right?
Now,
Good.
but the PPPs, if you break it down into different sections, so you have one for maintenance, you have one for supplies, would that work?
I don't give a fuck. The thing is, what we really need to do is get the hell out of government and let professionals do it. We're having piddly ass conversations about stupid stuff. Because every single one of those departments are gonna fight. So let's just get to the part where we fight.
So
Mr. Trump didn't ask for permission, right? He asked for forgiveness.
So why can't we privatize the?
I don't even think he asked for forgiveness.
Yeah, that's right.
He doesn't care.
He
doesn't care.
And we have a lot of federal employees who are abusing their privilege. They wanted to keep working from home. They didn't care about their job. And there's a lot of people at Guam Memorial Hospital that don't care about their job. Because if they come to work on Tuesday and we test them for ice, like I told Jolene to do, they're going to piss positive.
How would you grade Jolene?
She's flunking.
So you give
Absolutely
her you give her an F.
Yeah,
for now.
Jolene, you're a better doctor than you are an administrator. And this on-the-job training at $550,000 a year, no bueno. Get out.
Wow.
Well, I understand. I know you're very busy, and there's another function that you may have to go to in the next few minutes. So maybe what we can do is play the game.
Okay.
A little early.
No, it's not early. We're right on schedule.
Can I make one quick comment before we play the game?
Yes.
For the
So,
gubernatorial.
Bree, in 2022, you ran with Mike. You should have been able to be on the general election ballot, and you might have made it to the runoff election. That primary process is flawed. The same thing happened to Jeff in 1986. He was not allowed on the general election ballot. I think if you'd been allowed on the general election ballot, you would have had a very different dynamic. So, food for thought.
How are we going to
Do you
fix
feel better?
this?
What do you thought?
It's over. She was traumatized.
Well, the point
good.
is, anybody who runs for governor this time can compel them to put them on the general election ballot, regardless of the primary. That's my point. And we'll talk more about that later, Jeff. Thank you.
You're coming back, and you can come back anytime. In fact, again, you should have your own show, and obviously you're very good at this. But
I am going to have my own show. I'm doing my own podcast.
Okay, breaking news.
What's the name of the podcast?
Still trying to figure that out.
Okay, we're looking for the oversight hearing.
There
We're
you
looking
go.
for the podcast. This young lady is bringing bright new things here. It is really terrific to have you on the show.
Thank you
and
for
we're
having me.
and we're gonna play the game, and you're gonna maybe
What's
regret
the
what you
game?
just said. So
What's the game?
You said nothing unfair, but it does put you in the spot where you might have to make some. She'll explain the game, and it has nothing to do with the legislature. So just to make you feel good.
Okay.
This is all love for you right now, and
So, and if Dr. McNinch,
Ron.
if you can stay after a little while.
Yeah.
You can still continue.
You want me to
the
exit?
No,
Exit
we're
stage?
gonna play the game,
Okay.
and then we're gonna go back to.
Oh, yeah.
that
Sure.
list of things.
Sure.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Alaska.
And Bree, it's great to see you again. Me and Bree used to be on TV all the time with
Yes.
that other guy. I forgot his name. But
Chris Barnett.
oh no, Chris and the other guy.
Oh, what is all this? It's all, okay. So,
They're
Just
back.
pass the
Jason.
press one
They're all
and
the same.
one
All right,
card
thank you.
here.
No, they're all the same.
oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I get it.
And we'll just have one.
So plus one is you choose a
You can pass it
gubernatorial
down.
team that's done it.
Share it.
Oh my gosh.
This week, for this week.
Okay.
Okay, everybody who's watching along, you can go to hafahour.com and give the candidates, the gubernatorial candidates, a +1 or -1 based on what they've actually done. And everybody
This week,
here
we're judging them on their weekly
on
performance.
their
Weekly performance.
Yes.
Okay.
And it helps the voters of Guam understand why you should vote. What are you voting for, right?
We're trying to make them mad.
Yes, sir.
Is there an ADA EJ also
Yeah.
card?
Oh, yes, yes. We have another one, but we don't have time to.
Okay.
Here, I got a spare one for you.
Here you go, there's many in that.
Okay.
Got it, okay.
You go first.
Jeff, you can go first, yeah.
Okay, -1. First, I'm going to give that to these two guys from Agate, that are allowing my friend Richard Landgraf and all these other residents to live without a proper sewer connection after making them disconnect the one that worked. And then the positive one, these two guys, Jeff and Charlie.
Oh! He's going, oh!
Because so far, they haven't done anything wrong. And I'm trying to get Charlie to run for governor, and I'll run for lieutenant, but Ron says that we can make it, you know, and we'll see what happens. Doc's gonna give us 10 grand to begin with, so should help.
I'll take that, and then, okay, I only have two hands. My -1 would be to Charlie and Jeff, because they still haven't picked up their packet. They haven't gotten their police clearances. They haven't gotten their what do you call it? Their all the stuff that other candidates are having to do. And trust me, nobody loves that process, but it does keep the thing honest, right? To get people to sign up for your what do you call that thing? The
Petition?
petition, right? That's a hard thing, because we're helping some people do it, and you know, you have to go up to people and talk to them and then challenge you. So the political process here, but she got it on a higher level. So -1 to Chuck and Jeff, because they haven't engaged yet. So we're gonna call them out for that. And then my +1 is going to be for.
Who do you like?
I think maybe it was Tony. Oh, no, let me give it to Josh, because.
Josh,
Josh is sometimes not getting enough love. And that thing he did with Therese, I mean, no bueno there, Josh. You need to call Therese up and say you're sorry. But I think what it did do, though, is give Therese more fire, so that for one of your +1s is she's now running for governor, and she just needs a lieutenant governor. And it's not going to be Bree, because I want Bree to be the governor eventually. So it's going to be somebody, and there's a long list of people who've already told her no. So Josh, you at least got her activated, and then the other +1 is apparently you are coming on our show next week. So we really do want to welcome you to Jeff's bedroom, and we expect you here at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Whoa, that was pretty good, right?
Is it my turn?
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Okay,
Give me
so
a-
I'm not.
But you got to show her all the cards, because she needs all the
Okay, then,
options.
well, we can go to Ron, and then
Sure.
Charlie, then you guys.
Yeah, you.
That's okay.
Great.
Okay, go ahead.
If
So
I'm,
it's time to think back.
Thank you. If I may say, you mentioned running mates and everything else. I got stood up at my senior prom. The girl I asked on the day of the prom went with her old boyfriend and left me at the door, and her mom came to the door and said, "Oh, my daughter's not going with you because."
Ron, TMI.
Yeah, I know. Just to let you know. So the -1 is for Marcel. If you can't find a running mate, don't run for office. Okay. The reality is declare a running mate, and I'll change my opinion of Marcel once he gets a running mate. But don't tell people you're going to run for governor, because it takes a team. And don't get me wrong, said Freeland Sangan had a lawsuit that went all the way up to the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals on this question. We've got to quit wasting our time on these kinds of things.
Yes, sir.
On the +1, I like Tony Ad and EJ. I went to their event. They had a huge love fest. I'm sorry, I thought they did a great job. Okay.
No, that wasn't enough.
Okay. So the key thing is, the question is who's running for governor, who's going to be able to manage and maneuver the largest constituent groups. And I think that they're well positioned to do that. Don't get me wrong, there's other great candidate teams that are doing it. Josh already has an existing constituency, and he's a very good person. I know him personally. He's a good person. I think that we have all kinds of neat opportunities to look at. We still got, 6 more months before the March? 8 more months before the election, plenty of time. And so this is just the formative input process. Thank you.
My +1 is also Josh this week. We had a really good conversation in regards to economics, but also in regards to my grand opening of the new shop. So he sent me a message, all that good stuff. And so my -1 is to both gubernatorial teams, both Ada and Frank. They never said anything, came by anything. So no love there. No love there. Yeah, no love there. So, but yep, they didn't even make any notion. So that's no love there. So that's all good. So they get my -1 this week.
Okay. Go to barrels and barrels and beans.
Beans and barrels.
Beans and barrels, and come down to Jeff's.
We're missing.
It's okay. I can
Frank,
just
we're
say
missing
she-
Frank.
Well, I didn't get the rules of this game, but I think I got it. For the past week, I'll say +1 to the Ada Calvo team. I believe they launched their platform this week. -1 would be, I guess, me not showing up to your opening.
Oh, no! No. So you are running for governor.
Gubernatorial?
Yeah, just gubernatorial.
But you're running for governor, that's great now.
-1.
You've made the declaration.
-1, I guess, to the other 3 gubernatorial teams that didn't announce their platforms yet. There you go.
Good job.
That's actually a good point. I do have to give +1. They did put it out there. The first one out there, Tony and EJ did put that out there. So that's a really good one.
They had huge numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, before you go, how can people help you in your campaign? Where should they go? How should they follow you and contribute? What do you need the most help with?
Where's your headquarters?
Yes.
I don't have a headquarters on.
Right here, huh?
Yeah, in my head. But I am having a fundraiser on April 9th. It's going to be at Good Times. It's $20.
Where's Good Times at? Can you tell
Good
us?
Times is in Tamuning, across from Chief Brody.
JFK.
Yeah, JFK.
If I'm going to hold a fundraiser, I'm going to hold it here, Jeff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But you're not running.
I'm sorry.
You can just come here anyway.
Okay.
What, education board?
That's true.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Good job. April 9th,
Thursday.
6 to 9 p.m. Thursday.
All right.
Very good.
Coming out and hope to get a chance to talk to you.
And she has a senatorial office, so you can always call her.
Yes, my senatorial office is in the Guam Congress building in Agana.
Ooh.
And thank you for all the social media presence you have. You're doing a great job with that.
Oh, yeah, breathe the difference. That is my that's my campaign theme. Breathe
Sounds
the difference.
good.
Yeah.
Re-elect. Also, I'm glad to be here. I can go on all day. But thank you for having me. Guys.
One last thing, can I just say, because we've been spending more time with your daughter and
Oh, yes,
her partner, her husband?
Her
yes.
husband.
Okay,
Wow.
she
Yes.
is a superstar, and you know that, right? But I was surprised to find out she was your daughter because she's just like a force of nature unto
Yes,
herself.
that's my
So
girl.
you must be very proud for her. And her husband is running for senator as well.
Yes,
So
they
we
both.
should-
What's his
Mateo
name?
is a
Mateo.
strong candidate. We,
Mateo.
Mateo, John Savares, we got some really young talent that need to get in.
But I'm going to tell you, her daughter
Oh, no.
is pure talent, young or old, because she does feel like seasoned, and it must be because she's watched you do
Well,
what you do.
yeah, I mean, she was in the media also. She's been around politics because her husband has been around politics for a long time.
I didn't
Her
know
dad, his dad,
Yeah.
is Terry Morteras.
Yeah.
Terry worked for former Governor Felix Camacho.
I
And
didn't
the
know
two of them also campaigned for Felix and Tony when they ran for governor, lieutenant governor, 2, 3.
So I think the youth are starting to show up in many ways because we're worried about that, right? We're wondering if the younger generation is just going to simply roll over
No.
and not do
That's
it.
a-
There's
that's
a
a-
term in China.
Even
for
your
that.
son.
Okay, I'm not
he's
doing
been
this for
very-
me.
No, but I'm just saying, your
Yeah.
son has been very involved.
And his daughter's wonderful too.
Ty,
Oh, you know,
Ty and Mateo, that's a power couple. I mean, Ty, if you ever get an opportunity to talk to her, just sit down.
No, that's
She's
what I'm
been in
saying.
media, she's been in the legislative, she's worked in the back office side. She knows the ins and outs of what's
Yeah.
going on.
She's lectured me quite a
Yeah.
few times. It's very good.
So the future is bright, is what
Yes.
is
But-
the message.
It is
That's
right.
one little other
BRI,
little point.
GHD.
Going back to 21 senators will help everybody, let younger, youthful candidates get in also, and it will.
She's
It'll
trying to
help a
go,
lot.
so I think we still have time to bring up other issues. You guys can listen in the car. We're gonna let Senator Bree. You're not off the hook, sir. So we should be gracious and let you go. Thank you.
Well,
Thank
before
you.
we go, okay, we'll be playing the song in the background. I know you're not going to be here for the whole thing, but let's dance our way out of this. So
Well, are we ending? I thought we were.
No, we're still going to have
Yes,
Ron here.
Are we dancing with her?
Yes.
Oh, okay. She's a good dancer, so we're gonna look terrible.
quickly dance.
Okay, go.
And you can wave goodbye.
I don't know how we end that, so.
Turn on the music.
Hit
Yeah,
hit the music, DJ.
All right. Very good. Good to see you again, Bree.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, got it.
wait
So
until,
you need to-
it's a 5-minute song, so you're gonna have to.
No, we're just gonna transition, so.
Okay,
I'll
oh,
play a
okay,
bunch
okay,
of
all right.
stuff, so Rob, continue.
We're working through.
All right.
Welcome to Hafa Hour, Guam Unfiltered. Ahoy!
But it is live.
Ahoy!
We are live.
Aye. Oh, for a die Guam. Hear that I come alive. From just Pirates Cove, we sailing for what's right. Captain Jeffrey P. Well to the compass true. Andrea on the map. Guam directory coming through. Tigs with the signal, save our start up loud. Doc Akimoto on deck, AMC proud. Leaning close, let the real talk run. I got ya to man. Everybody has one. No wish on this ship. No fear in our eyes. Raise the sails to the truth. Watch the whole place rise. Hafa Hour, Guam Unfiltered.
That you spend obviously a lot of time thinking about. Sure, and one of the big ones is apparently you have breaking news about maybe how to make the legislature better and might impact Guam as soon as tomorrow. Right? Can you speak to that?
Sure. Thank you, and once again, thank you, Jeff, for the invitation. Thank you, Dr. Vince, and I forgot your name.
Charlie.
But yeah, Charlie. Yes. I always tease Charlie. He's my good friend.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, tomorrow I was looking at the our initiative law, and we've made a very complex initiative law. It's harder to get an initiative on the ballot than it is to become a candidate on the ballot. It's incredibly
10,000 signatures.
4,000.
Okay.
It's incredibly difficult, and so, but again, I have the human resources to do this kind of thing.
AI?
No, I have
Students.
I have thousands of alumni who are very loyal and faithful to making things better. And so, one of the things I want to put on the ballot is the Please Don't Quit Your Day Jobs Act of 2026. And that is simply to reduce the salary and compensation package of the senators from the current $55,000 plus very generous benefits down to just $12,000 per year.
$1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month. And that's equivalent to the average most U.S. state legislatures.
Really?
Yeah.
But they're part-time.
They're part-time, but again, they can be full-time at that amount if they want.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, so this is breaking news. You're calling for not a salary increase, but actually a salary reduction in our current legislators, and it's up to them if they want to stick around full-time. But at this point, they're going to get paid something like, I don't know, $1.25 an hour.
No, they're going to get paid a stipend, not a salary. It's not a job. It's an honor to serve the public in the legislature.
That is very good.
That's the difference.
Well put.
Okay.
Well put.
And they have staff to do all the heavy lifting
That's
for them.
right.
It doesn't affect the staff at all. It's simply the persons in the office. That's how most states operate these kinds of things. Originally, this is how Guam operated it. Only, gosh, in the last 45, 50 years have we really went into a full-time legislature mode. I think we have too much full-time legislature for what we need.
Yeah.
I think,
Doc, but if that is their sole salary, for somebody, let's just say that that's all they're going to make to be able to live on Guam, is that enough?
That's not the point. It's a stipend. It's $12,000.
This is a part-time legislature.
No,
too, right?
no, it would be a full-time.
No. Here's the key point, and this is a great point that you're making across the board. The Guam Organic Act says the legislature itself sets its date and times for meetings. That's why you can never pass an initiative to limit them to part-time, because it's the legislature themselves who make that decision. The only thing we can regulate is how much we pay them. Ready for this? New Hampshire, the state of New Hampshire pays all of their members of their legislature $100 per year.
Damn. New Hampshire's bigger than us.
They must be wealthy people.
Well, I mean, they view it as an honor to serve. And there are some state legislatures, like Montana, that meet every other year.
Really?
Yeah. That means you have a stable system. When you don't have to constantly feel you need to be in session all the time or pretend like you're working, unfortunately. Because there's a key thing. Here's a question I have, and this is a question that we can talk about all day long probably. This hospital thing, why wasn't there one long continuous meeting ever since it first came up until it's resolved?
Yeah.
That's my point. That's one of the big points I have.
I never stopped. I'm in
No,
the
I'm
meeting
talking about at the
in my
legislature.
head.
They go into concurrent mode of oversight until it's to
That's
ground.
that's their fault. I didn't tell them to leave.
No. It's different techniques. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I get the point because I would like to lock everybody in a room and just resolve the issue.
Right, exactly.
Bring all the bidders in. If they want to be secretive about it, go in the corner.
And when you're only making $12,000 a year, you have no time to suffer fools. You got to get it done because.
I have a comment, just general question. If you're going to pay someone $12,000 a year to do legislative work, whether part-time or a stipend, doesn't it kind of rule out the people that have to actually work for a living?
No, not at all.
How so?
Because
Well, let me finish my question.
Sure, please.
Because isn't it more likely that the people who can afford to live without getting paid that $12,000 would occupy the chair, and isn't it more likely that those people don't have bigger interests at play? That's my question.
Sure. And there's what we'd call a replicable model across the country. And that is, we're a community of 150,000 people. How many city councils across the country, get $12,000 a year and they're managing a city of 150, 300,000 people? Right. San Francisco has 5 people part-time handling everything they do. Okay, so there's ways to do it. One way to do it is you don't have to meet all day long bankers hours every day. You can meet after 5 p.m. and let everybody watch what you're doing. You can meet on Saturdays. You can the governor can call them into special session if needed. Yeah. And so I guess my point is there's different ways to do it, different approaches. But I do agree also with what you're saying is it will take some thought and consideration to make it work. No question. It's not, you don't go from making 55 plus a year down to 12 a year and expect the exact same kind of process. That would be untenable, I would agree.
I like the other name of the bill, although it can't come to mind, but I keep hearing the song
Make
from
them squeal.
Deliverance and Make You Squeal thing. Because this will make people that think being a senator should be the epitome of their existence, right? Because I think in the original democracies, every citizen was supposed to be a citizen.
Right, that's the point.
We want to rather than have only the rich people do it, we want everybody to do it. And again, but again, I'm not sure about his particular process. I'm just simply saying, if people think that getting $55,000 a year is going to be their job for life, then we're going to get senators that are going to be more interested in getting reelected than they are in doing dangerous things like fixing the electrical panel.
Most state legislatures in the United States meet less than 40 days a year.
Yeah, and it's the thing.
When
they meet, they're getting, people are all wanting them to do them favors, get their land rezoned, do a bunch of stuff that legislatures probably shouldn't be doing all the time, right? And this is the big time because this is not a theoretical. We're about to cut the government of Guam when we actually have a budget surplus. We should have done this when we had a deficit, but now we're looking at cutting and privatizing when we have a budget surplus. It is stupid, and this is Lulian Guerrero and Josh Tenorio's fault. They had 8 years to cut the government, and they refused to do it. But during the pandemic, they admitted that over half the workforce is non-essential and didn't have to come to work because they might catch COVID. But the rest of the guys who really worked risked their lives and their families. They had to stand outside and get hosed down by their moms before they could go in and kiss their babies. A lot of them didn't because they weren't sure. So there are real workers in the government of Guam that are suffering because Lulian Guerrero and Josh Tenorio refused to do their job and downsize this government so that we could run it efficiently.
But I mean, so since you're going down that route, and we have Doc here as well, both political and medical. Right before we started, I was talking to Jeff, and we're talking about the business and so forth. But right now, we're going to be hitting a critical point with everything that's happening in Iran, right? I mean, we see it.
$200 a barrel.
$6.10 a gallon for fuel. I mean, it's coming. Now, is it going to be a long term? It's not going to be long term. I mean, if everybody thinks that that's going to be sort of the hype, but it is going. We're going to take a hit, right? Shipping. They already announced fuel surcharges going up. It was announced on Friday by the shipping companies. We see the vehicle fuel, the diesel and everything gone way past it.
Is this price gouging?
Well, there is. That's another topic because the fuel that's been here in these tanks came in probably at, I don't know, but at $2.
Yeah. Can you do that? Can you sell fuel now because they're anticipating in a month?
Well, they're doing it.
No, and that's the thing. Like you say, what if suddenly the oil goes down to $55 a
Yeah,
year.
why can't they lower it? Right. So, but my question
Not
is,
why can't they lower it? Why are they allowed to raise it? If after a typhoon, mom and pop stores can't raise their prices, why are these fuckers doing it?
right, and that's the question. That's a really good question. But my point is, and so what I was telling Jeff was, we need an emergency rollback of the VPT, either 2%,
Zero.
or zero.
Yes.
For 6 months.
Nice.
For 6 months.
Make them squeal.
Now, it's not so much, but I mean, because we're talking about surpluses. The government is making money.
Yeah.
Now, right now, all the businesses, we're all struggling to get to the next day.
Yes.
What is next day going to look like? We need an emergency because we're starting to see the cost of our
Yes.
goods going up, the foods, and my commitment was to try to hold the cost at a level that we can get the people to come in and
Yes.
purchase,
Yes.
right, and buy
Yes.
the beverages and foods. But could the governor instate and say,
Yes. Question.
hold it
Can
for
she
6 months?
tomorrow say, in light of war, we're suspending all government taxes?
Right.
Have to have the cooperation of the legislature.
Well, we
Well,
had the chairperson of the health here just a few minutes ago.
We have the majority, right? I mean, there's a
Yeah.
Republican
You
majority
have to
right
have
now.
them together on that one, yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't they be?
But again, that's exactly right, that's the question. Why wouldn't they be?
Okay.
So I think this is something that we should start.
Folks, spread the rumor.
If it's not,
your taxes are going to zero tomorrow in light of the war, so that we can afford to live our lives here without the burden of government. And government's going to have to squeal.
And
They're going to have to practice being frugal.
And it doesn't have to be, it's a short-term emergency to get us through the next couple of months as this whole thing comes back down. But we're starting to see the effects of the war right now.
Well, and the oil companies are being proactive, so we should applaud them. They're saying, look, we're going to lose money down the road, so we're going to make you pay now.
Yes.
So why don't we do the same with our government?
Right. Put the money back. Give the
Ron
businesses-
is acknowledging this in a positive way. So I'm thinking this is an academic yes.
I think that bridging
That's great.
policies
Yeah, right now.
are commonly used
Okay.
if they're chosen by leaders.
Pirate Nation, it is your job to spread the word. We need to get out, not just to the diaspora, but those of us living here. We're the ones dealing with $6 gas, but apparently not much different from San Francisco.
California. Yeah.
Yeah. But the rest of the nation is laughing at us because they're down to $2.51.
Yeah, I mean, the highest right now is $3. But we were quick. We were quick on
That
raising
was
it
way too fast, right?
from 4
That
to
was
6.
way too fast.
From 4 to 6.
Diesel's up to $8.
Oof.
Somebody, no bueno, right? This is why people hate oil magnates.
Doesn't one of the senators have a line out to the FTC over oil prices? I forget which one.
Our senator?
One of them complained.
Do you think anybody cares?
Well, no, Senator Lujan right now has proposed to see if we actually get the fuel from
Singapore.
So he's questioning.
Well, no, we're getting it now. I'm saying is getting it at a lower rate from the mainland U.S., but not use U.S. flag ships, because you can get the fuel at a good affordable rate, but when you put them onto U.S. flag ships, it brings up the cost. So what the senator is saying is, bypass exemption of the Jones Act.
Yes.
So that we can bring in fuel at a lower
Wait,
cost.
so I get confused because our other guest, Mr. Hertzler, said the gas is coming directly from Singapore,
Yeah.
so it doesn't get affected by the Jones Act.
But we're purchasing at whatever price we're getting it from there.
ship.
But if we can buy it at a lower cost.
So
from
it's
the
on a
mainland-
U.S. ship. Can we? Yeah. So you're saying?
No, it's not.
No, I know, but you're saying
have to
use
be.
it non-U.S. flag ship. It'll be cheaper.
If we get it, if we can purchase it at a good cost from our U.S. mainland.
Oh, not from Singapore.
Not from
Because
Singapore.
Singapore's price went
Right,
up.
exactly.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
And Singapore's highly affected by the Middle East pipeline.
Yes, no. So we were going to talk about the Straits of Hormuz, but before we do that, can we talk about the obvious? Why don't we just plug into that fuel reserve up in Anderson?
Or I've always said, the ship that brings in that fuel, can we just kind of have a little
siphon it off.
bypass?
Somebody just do a little siphoning. Or how about we plug into those 9 nuclear reactors sitting down in our harbor?
Well, I mean, but what that shows is that can fuel get here at an affordable, low cost to the entire community? And the answer is yes.
You heard it here first. You were going to say something?
Yeah, we need, there's the nuclear power today is nothing like nuclear power 70 years ago. And yet many of the people running around here are running around with their heads cut off saying nuclear power, they don't understand nuclear power today. It's far safer, far cleaner. You should watch the legislative
No,
hearings.
I haven't heard anybody go against it. Who?
Legislative hearings, they were
What,
over
3
the
people?
top.
Who?
Well,
Sabina
like-
Perez?
Right. And so
Is
they
it
were-
Sabina?
Yeah, and they were like,
Sabina, you're gonna be on our show.
yeah, you should.
We had Sabrina, so now we're gonna get Sabina. But okay, you're telling me something I didn't know.
Right.
You're telling me she's anti-nuclear.
Absolutely.
We have
Sep-
nuclear
September,
weapons in the Bay.
September 5th, 2023. Look at the hearing.
Okay. I'm never gonna argue with you, because you know.
No, because I was at the hearing where they held up a no nuke sign behind me.
Oh.
Yeah, in the legislative hall.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with that.
Well, it's like everything else, the mining under the water. Everybody
All
just-
that. It's just,
all of a sudden, no,
it's just
no, no.
knee
you know?
jerk without
Yeah.
any. It's also, I hate to say, I want to say fake science or junk science, but when we talk about empirical views of things, and you mentioned there's 2 doctors here. I'm not really a doctor. My daughter said, "Man, my dad's a doctor. He can't help anybody," and that kept it real for me when I was, back in the day, right? But the thing is, we deal with evidence. What does the evidence say? And nobody is using evidence, nobody's using data for any of these decisions outside of like cherry-picked numbers they think will support their case. It's very, very, very terrible. I studied drowned fishermen for 2 years here between 1997 and 1999. I studied it in depth. And one day we'll have to talk about it. I have a huge amount of data on it. And there are people, and by the way, all of your views on drownings here are spot on. They're exactly what fit the data set. And yet there are other people who come up with their own conclusions, and the formula for that is very, very, very simple. My point is, there are solutions we can choose that are based in good evidence, sound logic, good management, but it takes courage, and leaders have to have courage to do so because they have to engage in conflict. And that to me was the core of what Bree was talking about. She had to engage in some conflict with the veterans, engage in some conflict with the healthcare people in order to shake things up enough to get things done. Because if you don't shake things up a little bit, nothing gets done. And that's what I loved about your 1986 campaign. That's what I loved about your 2002 campaign, Jeff. You were shaking things up. And people were saying, "Oh, you can never do that." Well, that's the point, is you make people think, what if? That's the key value of public service, is we have to show people how our lives can be and how much better they can be, and not put up with the same old people saying the same old things and telling us why we shouldn't be upset. We should be happy for what we have.
I think we need to start teaching in the schools new ideas and start having a new curriculum where you don't necessarily have to have calculus and all these crazy math things. You can teach people skills, or you can teach them something that's needed, right?
Well, you need math, Jeff, but okay. Hey,
Not everybody
You
needs
also
math.
need geography. So can we transition to, because there's so much to talk about,
Yeah.
and we have a subject matter expert here about shipping, and we, there's a beautiful satellite photo of the Strait of Hormuz. How the heck do we get that particular choke point unchoked? Because apparently Iran is intending to get us $200 a barrel oil before the end of the week.
Well,
Because there's other solutions, but the Strait of Hormuz, from a shipping standpoint, what do you see as a solution to make shipping there be safe?
So I mean, I think the president right now is acting on that. So we got to get a better control of the straits, and one of the areas that he's going after is Karg Island, and that is the major terminal, oil terminal for Iran, and he hasn't completely obliterated the island or bombed anywhere that could destroy these refineries, but if he has to, he said he will if Iran does not stop attacking the ships through the Strait of Hormuz.
I know, but doesn't that makes the price of oil go up, because that's where the oil is.
Well, no, I mean, but we have reserve. I mean, we have reserves.
It'll last maybe a month, but okay. So what we're hearing today is he's challenged China, France, Great Britain to send their navies to defend the thing, and then I mean he wants to take over Venezuela. He wants to take over Greenland.
He already has taken over Venezuela.
Well, okay, and Greenland. So can the
Cuba's
U.S.
next.
turn that into the Panama Canal?
Well, I mean, right now it's at a standstill. So
No, but the Panama Canal was a U.S. domain, and so it was fortified and protected by U.S. assets and international assets, because everybody's suffering. If you blow up all the I'm sorry, but if you blow up the refineries, we go backwards, and for a while, it's going to be tough to process Iranian oil, which is what we really need.
Well,
right?
we had an agreement with Panama. I mean, that's the reason, until 1999,
we have agreement right now to bomb the shit out of Iran.
Oh, absolutely.
So I mean, again, if the Strait of Hormuz is opened by hook or by crook, does the price of oil go down?
It will, but see, but this is where the economics and the logistics behind of what's happening right now is it's even beyond that, because if you look at the products that are made, for example, in your world, Doc, is we still have that, right? I mean, all the chemicals, all the solvents that are coming from that region are at a standstill right now. So if we have manufacturing facilities in the mainland that need these, even just the plastic, holders that we have for medicine, those things are going to be impacted.
As much as it impacts us, though, because I mean, most of U.S. supply chain is on the other side. It seems like Asia, particularly us, and then China. China gets what, 40% of its oil from Iran.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now Russia will start selling stuff to them, right?
Well, I mean, they're going to have to find other means. I mean, I think we all learned that, but we're going back, and we learned a lot during COVID about the way that the supply chain works. It's not just the syrup and the sugar that we aren't able to get to make the medicine or to make our favorite beverage, but it's also going to come down to the containers. If we can't make the cardboards, if we can't make the plastic, we're not going to have anything to put the products into. So it's a huge issue right now that I think that if we start looking at the dynamics of what it really represents, it's a lot more than
it's a geographical area. It doesn't look really big on the satellite map. Can it be fortified like the Panama Canal?
It can.
And make it a multi-international force, because China wants to keep it open too.
If you look at the regional support, right? I mean, the other Arab nations that are in support of making sure that Iran is put in check, that can happen. It can happen.
I mean, the thing is, we're pirates.
I've heard three outcome solutions possible, and there could be others. One is just to put a canal straight through, cut off the Strait of Hormuz entirely, bypass it. The other is to put a pipeline through it, and then the other is just to sink every single possible little adversarial boat that Iran has, which we can easily do.
I think they did that already.
No, we're talking about fishing boats, because that's what they're using to do all the mining. It's all the Iranian fishing boats and other boats, and their little.
But I think the thing it's the drones that are.
But you got it. We have to take care of the regime. We could do all this stuff right here, but if the regime stays in power, it's just going to spark up again. No matter what we do to be able to fortify down all the ships, there has to be a regime. This is what the president is trying to do. The president is trying to put the pressure, and he's saying, listen, right now he's putting the pressure on Iran to be able to get their own oil to be able. So this is the tactics that they're looking at. They need a regime change. They need to get them out. That's the only way that whole region is going to change.
Also, there was this, I guess this one guy on CNN or whatever was talking about, they're holding public meetings. And well, the United States is not going to bomb a community meeting of 10,000 people just because one of their little leaders is there. So they're talking about how, the United States is overstating that, they're rats running for. No, they are. They're hiding in public, surrounding themselves by innocent civilians. So they're holding their own civilians hostage, their own people hostage, and for the sake of trying to keep their own regime alive.
Yeah. But people forget, and this is the reason why we were going to talk about Iran, and I wore my Marine shirt,
that's
right?
Yeah.
Because we still have a debt to pay to Iran for what they did, not only for the Beirut bombings, right? We had 8 Marines.
They took our diplomats hostage,
right? I mean, and so we actually had one of the Marine hostages that was taken at the embassy here on Guam 2 years ago, and he's coming back in a few weeks.
Oh wow!
He's coming back. Yeah, we'll try to see if we can. I think he came down here actually. Folds of Honor.
Everybody comes
from the
down
Folds
here.
of Honor. He started that mission with Budweiser, but we still have a debt to pay for what they did to us at the embassy, what they've done. Terrorize all our vessels, our Navy vessels, the coal, and for me especially for the Beirut bombings. That's the one thing. So nobody can just talk to me and say that we shouldn't be doing this. it's about time that we have.
And we're doing it right now. We're blowing everything away, I think.
Yeah.
But, okay, I'm a veteran too, Charlie. My son is in the Army right now, okay? At the cost of our action, what is the cost? What is the cost of further action? I understand.
Well, oh yeah, I mean, it's huge because I mean,
How many, first of all, how many soldiers have died already? U.S. American soldiers?
12.
No, reportedly, how many? Just 12?
Yeah.
6 in the tanker, 6 on the ground.
Yeah.
I think there's more.
Well,
They're
I'm-
unreported.
Oh, I don't know about the unreported, but yeah, so 6 on the plane and then 6 on the ground so far. So, but I mean, and too many, right? One is too many. But I think that the at the cost of what they're trying to do right now, if you see, they're trying to do everything aerial, right? Everything via air. They're trying to, but you see the Marines going over. You know, I have a different take on that because, you know, that's one of the reasons why I joined the Marine Corps, and I kind of feel like we want to go back in there. Like if they were to call me up right now and say, we need you, I would strap on my boots and head over there right now at a cost of understanding of, you know, what our purpose is. But I think that if we take the position, if we take a ground war position, it's going to change the dynamics of the intent of what this whole mission was all about.
What was it about?
To be able to get the regime change.
Just like in Cuba, the Iranian people are actually very pro-U.S. and pro-West. It's just these fanatical ideologues they have in charge of them. That's what the issue is.
Who killed about 30,000
Right,
of their
yeah,
own people.
willingly. very
Because
willingly.
if you do read the reports, the chatter was that Iran was very, 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 very close on doing something
Overthrowing the government.
with their nuclear arsenal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, so this is a very complicated thing. This show will not solve it all. By next week, there'll be more issues. I'm volunteering Dr. McNinch to come back on the show, or at least maybe have his own show. So we have a lot of as this whole political season progresses. I think there's going to be a lot of touch points that your expertise will help.
And by the way, I was in the Army Infantry for many, many, many years, and I was enlisted in, and I was assistant commandant at Georgia Military College. I've done a lot of military things over in my own life, but I think the key thing is what I am concerned about. What really bothered me was that the United States has such great positioning already to do so many neat things that I think that the rest of the world's certainly seen that for now. And so that's the other card that we're waiting to see.
They're not seeing it?
They have seen it.
I thought they were standing back.
No, that's why Russia and China ran for the hills. They didn't even stand by Iran in the council, in the resolution that was proposed by the Middle Eastern countries. They ran for the hills on that because they know just what a pariah now Iran is. So there's a lot of other dynamics going on here. I think what the leaders of Iran are doing, they're just looking for a place to seek refuge and get out safely, so they don't end up getting themselves slaughtered. Right.
I mean, but I understand patriotism. I understand it, and I know there's going to be people listening out there, and this is our mindset. This is America. I've served. I'm a veteran. So is my son. He's serving now. My other son will serve. There's a book, I don't know, or essay that I don't know, you probably read it, War is a Racket by General Butler.
Yeah, Smedley Butler.
Smedley Butler.
Yeah, 1930s. Yeah, great book.
Let's put it on the line. This war is about protecting American oil interests. And American oil interests are driving this war for profit, and then back home, they're raping us at the gas pump. I mean, those motherfuckers shouldn't be given the chance to do both.
Well, you should hear, Trump has told all of them that the prices of gas are going to drop, and
remember when he sat them all down,
right,
and he pounded on them, and they were good boys for like 5 seconds? That needs to happen yesterday. But they can't be raising the price of gas.
And I agree. I agree. If you definitely, we can always label it as an oil conflict, and anything that happens. But
the oil people can't be taking profit in that.
There's a fundamental. The terrorists, what Iran represented as a terrorist organization needs to be
Absolutely,
demolished. And
absolutely,
we
but-
are not going to be able to look at the ideologies that they have across the world are turning this world upside down.
But they would argue that it started because we listened to oil jackasses. So, but going to it just today, let's just hold ourselves accountable for today. When you gas up, just think about how well those people are living, and they're taking profits from the future, and they won't give it back if the war ends next week.
And I think to your point, I think you're saying like, hey, listen, why should my son sacrifice for, or like,
regime. So I'm saying, why should more people on both sides, 160 daughters, if that was my daughter or your daughter, indiscriminate drone bombing using AI technology to identify, and that's their excuse. Okay, that is the excuse. But these girls are dying. What if that was my daughter, your daughter, Charlie? What would we do then?
No. I mean, I agree.
We would be radicalized.
But I think that if we go back and look at all the people that they've killed for the last, I mean, that's what they do. They chant death to America every single day. That's
This is why war is a racket.
They kill their own people.
They kill their own people.
But so do we.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah, no. I mean, to the extent of the argument, absolutely. But I think that is like, if somebody was to ask me, that's the position that I take, that because I feel that their ideology is really trying to reshape the world in a very negative way, where they use terrorism as a tactic to be able to, you're either with us or we're going to kill you, and that's sort of what you're saying. And so, well, what about the U.S.? The U.S. is pretty much doing the same thing. Well, I mean, if you look at it, right? I mean, we're doing the same thing, but when you start killing your own people in the sense of not giving the rights to women, right? Not giving human rights, just the basic human rights, then there has to be some type of change.
And I disagree with what Pirate Jeff said at the very beginning, is that there's been no change since he courageously stood up and ran for governor. The fact is, there's a lot of people that took courage in it and are now, I think, of age to run. They have different ideas, and the technology that Andrea and Tiggs are bringing to this, I mean, we really do have a platform to bring people in who can make this conversation meaningful. And it's a privilege, but it's also one of our, I guess, rights as Americans. So, literally, this feels like, the Diary of Anne Frank. We're sitting cowering in a room. The Nazis might be knocking on the door, but really, we're just doing it because it's a nice place to do a podcast. And no one tells us what to say. Clearly, we're unfiltered, and this privilege is bought by blood. The fact that it can be corrupted by rich people who are such jackasses to take profit in this moment, couldn't they just wait until at least we bring the dead bodies home? So the passion for not wasting lives and not killing innocent people absolutely exists. All we represent is free speech and the right to talk about it.
I call it the Guam ruby slippers problem. So in The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy had on a pair of ruby slippers, and she went through all these trials and tribulations. And at the end of the story, she found out that she had the solutions all along. We have the solutions right in front of us quite often. We just either don't know how to use them or we fail to use them. And it takes leaders with courage to use those solutions.
So we're hoping you are going to be a leader. Tell your friends and neighbors that you are now activated to vote in this election and every election, and you're activated to run. But at this point, just pay attention to what the Pirate says. It looks like we have a new member of the Pirate Council, and this show is going to be very impactful in the weeks and months to come, and you're part of it. So like, share, subscribe. Let's boost this thing. We want 100,000 people to represent to our politicians that this is where they come for their news, and I think they got a lot of news today. Jeff?
Yeah, I think they're having everybody here and talking openly.
This is our best show ever.
Yeah, everyone gets better,
You notice? So that's the thing. Things are getting better. You said nothing got better. We got better.
Well, when I say nothing got better,
I know, we know
I
what you
meant
mean.
the
It's frustration.
power and the water and the
It's
things
like when
that
I
are
use bad words.
crucial to us, right?
Yeah, it's,
Okay, guys, is everyone watching, remember, shameless plug to YouTube. Go to YouTube. We're doing
That's
this.
right. YouTube, everybody, please go to YouTube.
JPC Guam, like and comment and share your thoughts and tell us what topics you actually care about, what you want to cover, and the people you want to see on here.
And if you want to come in yourself, let us know. We'd be happy to have you.
And I honestly want to see Ron back on the show because I want to talk to him about Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of things that I think we haven't covered in this show, but the barbecue's calling us. You should come down and join us. We'll talk with you over there if you want to, right?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay,
So,
Okay, everybody, I guess that's it.
wait, one more shameless plug for what's going on at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
no. Again, just want to say thank you for everybody who was able to come out yesterday. But even the last couple of weeks that we've been open, so we've seen just a tremendous support across the board. And so now we're just, the commitment is to the community to be able to, control the price points. We want to be able to offer good price points to everybody in the Agania, Mighty area, and come on out. It's just what everybody's saying is just good vibes. That's what we want to create.
So we're talking about beans and
Beans
barrels.
and barrels, yeah. They're
Where's
like
it at?
It's on the road up to Mighty, right off to the
the
right.
old Pokey Fire.
Okay.
Tough to
old
get
Pokey
into, but just be courteous.
Is the one
and
by the
take your
pool or
time.
the one?
The old Cosmos, and I was passing by there the other
by the
morning.
venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was passing there, I think, last Monday morning, and there was a lot of people in the parking lot.
Yeah, and that can be deceiving sometimes because we also have Rocket Ride next to us sometimes, and sometimes they encroach in a little bit on the parking side. So if you park in the wrong space, you're going to get towed shortly.
Or
Who's
come on
that?
down from Rocket Ride.
The Rocket Ride.
What is Rocket Ride?
Oh, with the bikes.
Yeah,
That's.
It's why they wear Lululemon.
Charlie,
Yes.
what's the favorite food that you serve there at your restaurant?
So right now,
Your
the
favorite.
two top sellers right now are the pizza, the Chamorro sausage pizza, and the Spam low sodium fries.
Oh,
Wow.
Way to go.
Yeah, I had the
the
Spam
Yeah.
fries. I was amazed. They were good.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, they're
I'm
really
not
good.
a real Spam eater, right? Usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I gave you that cheese.
Yeah.
You're gonna work on that.
Yeah, we're
cheese
working on it right now.
recipe,
Yeah,
right?
we're working on that right now. So
And-
yeah,
and
come on
do you
down.
have the rotary wine thing going?
Yeah, so we also have Rotary. So we have we have a coffee shop, we have a bar, and then we also have a wine bar with a Rotary.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're going to start offering small little tapas, meats, cheeses, crackers, while you sip on your wine or beer or your whiskey or coffee.
Beans and barrels.
Beans
The
and
place.
barrels.
And you're opening at 6 a.m. every day now?
We open at 6 a.m.
Charlie.
You better get down there and support them.
Yeah,
because
Monday-
That's a tough scene.
Monday through Thursday, 6 to 10, and then Friday, Saturday, 6 to 12, and Sundays we're open from 7 to 6.
So you're not gonna have any days off?
So we
Not
can go
right
there
now.
today if we wanted to after
Yeah,
this. Okay.
absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
No
After-
days off, right? You're
Not
not
right
gonna
now.
close?
No, not right now.
That's a tough scene, buddy.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, and we also have a drive-through, so that helps us be flexible.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Drive-through.
All right, guys, as everyone saw, you can play the game, hafahour.com, watch all the previous episodes, and you can vote for Charlie and Jeff, plus or minus one, on hafahour.com.
Okay.
Well, that's a good
All
one.
right?
Okay.
We are
And
covered.
we will be playing the song out. And then
All right.
you can hear-
And you guys are doing a phenomenal job on,
Yeah,
on the
very nice.
marketing and the social media and all that. That is really top-notch
We
stuff.
really got 2 million hits?
We got more than that, Jeff.
More than 2 million? Some people must be watching us a lot.
I do.
Haters.
I watch
Well,
all
you
the
know,
time.
the clips, the short clips are right on point. They're
Yeah,
great.
that's good.
Good job,
Yeah.
Andrea. Good job, Tiggs.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Tiggs is in
Alright,
London, presumably. Cup of tea for you, sir.
Guam's such a wonderful place to live and be in a community, and I greatly appreciate the opportunity today, gentlemen.
Oh,
Good job.
Our
Thank you,
privilege to
thank
have
you.
you here, too.
And
Excellent.
thank you, madam.
And so with that, I think we're signing off.
Banter while I
We're going to banter and
Go to
shake
Santa
hands,
Rita
say,
in Alohan.
and love your shirt.
Welcome to Hafa Hour.
Yeah, that is
Yeah, sure. I know, I like that, yeah. Reminds me of Philadelphia.
Yeah,
I was just in Philadelphia last week.
Here that I come alive from just Pirates Cove, we sailing for what's right. Captain Jeffrey Pigwell keep the compass true. Andrea on the map. Guam director coming through. Tigs with the signal.
And it's funny because then you walk out to the
Pakimoto on deck.
But they're showing us at the bar.
Yeah, because they're watching us now.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I think they can still hear us, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's great. Hi, guys.
Barbecue Sunday, everybody.
Mark, I'd like one of those. What do we call that? The bully haze.
The bully hay.
It's an official thing.
It's on the menu. It's in the machinery.
Take us out of our misery.
You have to reduce this song.
We want to extend
I
this
thought we
back.
already did something like this.
We did. It's
Just
three.
a week.
You were great.
For you, Don Farrell in
Yes,
the
it's
room,
good.
Charlie
Very nice.
Hermosa near. We ask real questions, make it crystal clear. Tenorio Calvo, Ada Camacho.
Man, she stood her own against you, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, she took you on, man.
No, that's the thing. I wanted her to get out of the legislature and be the governor.
That's the way you should
Lean
be.
in close, let the real talk run.
Like, I know you're like me, you want to
Everybody has one. No hush on the ship, no fear in our eyes. Raise the sails to the truth, watch the whole place rise.
He says, can you do a better job? The answer is yes.
Hafa Hour, Guam Unfiltered.
Who's singing this?
AI.
Oh, okay.
Number one reggae artist
Yeah,
in Jamaica.
Oh, really?
That's our thing is AI a day.
Thank you.
Everybody now,
What we do? You guys got to wait. Come on. Come on.
Okay.
Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Andrea.
All right.
You're so
I feel like Fred Astaire.
You didn't move any of your legs.
Time to go.
A few moments later.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And each story is told in a different way. Sometimes I hear the same birds singing from past weeks, telling of their adventures since last seeing each other.
No.
I'm Tony. The countdown.
It's a beautiful look.
See you there.
Here.
It took just 24 hours for us to lose control of the city. Tonight, Gotham's relying on It took just 24 hours for us to lose control of the city. Tonight, Gotham's relying on
Take a deep breath. Can you tell me exactly what happened? We were outside the outlets when someone tried to...
Under these statutes, you don't have the authority.
Responsible gun ownership is a law. Coming from that appellate.
Now,
Before they realize what we know.
I understand the...